Hey everyone, this is a review of Ego's single-stage snowblower, model number SNT2112. This is a dual battery snowblower that is a single stage. So we're going to go over features this has, what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and if I think it's a good deal. To start off with, it's got a really simple design. It's almost exactly like their lawnmower. Push this big green button in, pull back the bail, and it'll start right up. On this side, you've got a throttle control, so you can go from slow to fast, depending on how fast you're moving or how much snow you're clearing. So you start it up. Over on this side for adjustments, you've got your direction control. You just turn this lever one way or the other. There's two Bowden cables that feed in there and turn it one way and back the other. On the front right here, anything in green on an Ego product, remember, is supposed to be interacted with. So with this, you squeeze this and adjust it, and it will lock in. You can do it pretty much straight up at a good angle there, and then pretty much 90 degrees. I don't find myself adjusting this much. I'm usually right in the middle, right there for using it, and it works pretty well that way. Now, clearing distance on this, Ego says this throws snow up to 40 feet. In reality, I don't really think it throws it that far, so I think that's an exaggerated claim. Maybe you get like a couple little pellets and some wind blowing it, and maybe some of it makes it 40 feet, but I'd say most of it is closer to 15 to 20 max. If you've got a really light snow that's only like an inch or two, it's not going to throw it very far at all, actually. So when you don't load up that auger and have a lot of snow in there, it ends up only sending it probably maybe like 5 feet at most. Which really isn't a problem though, because when I've been clearing snow in my driveway and there's just a little bit, what I'll do is I'll start in the middle and I'll just blow it to one side and I'll keep blowing it farther over, and by the time I'm at the edge of my driveway, this thing is blowing it like a good 20 feet because I'm loading that auger up with all of the snow that I've already kind of inched over to the side of my driveway. And it's really not any extra effort doing that. So I think it's okay that it doesn't shoot snow very far when it's just an inch or two of it that it's moving. But it was just kind of when I first started moving it on the first snow I used it on, I was like, man, this is really not throwing it anywhere. And by the time I was done, it was throwing it a good distance. Now when it comes to storage, it's pretty easy. You've got this big handle, this folds up. So you just take these cams right here and fold the whole thing forward. This fits right over and locks down. You're good to go. It does have a grab handle here on the back you can help pick it up with. You just reach in both sides right here. It's a little heavy, but I mean, you've got to have some weight to it so it can, not just hop up over the top of the snow. And these knobs on the inside, if the cams aren't adjusted just right, you can go ahead and tighten or loosen them so that it locks into place easily. Now, since this is an electric snowblower, Ego went ahead and added headlights to it. I think it works really well and it lights up the area in front of you. If you've got a night storm coming in and you're trying to get a head start on clearing it, it really helps you see where you're going. So when I say this is dual battery, it has a battery bay that can take 2 of their Ego 56-volt batteries. The cool thing about this is you can run it on one. So you can run it for savings on this, but if you've got a lot of snow, a lot of thick, heavy, wet snow, you can put both batteries in here and it gives you a power boost using both batteries. One other thing that's really nice is you can see your battery's status through these little windows while you're doing it, so you can tell how much power you have left when you're clearing snow. I'm glad it has a cover like this that's going to keep snow from getting into your battery compartment, which you don't want to happen. And to get them out, they've got individual latches. Just squeeze that latch, pick it up, and put a new one in. All right, let's talk battery life. So I run this with the 2 5-amp-hour batteries it came with. Ego says this will clear a 12-car driveway. I don't have a 12-car driveway. I have maybe a 3-car driveway. But I've used this to clear my driveway and clear all of my sidewalk and down across my neighbor's sidewalk, pretty much maybe like 50 yards of sidewalk. And between those two, I had only used 2 bars out of each of these when I was done. So I had 60% of each battery left after doing my driveway and probably 50 yards of sidewalk. All right, so let's take a look at the auger. This is an all-metal fabricated auger. It does have little kind of a rubber patch here that's going to help sling the snow up through the chute in the center right here. But other than that, it's all steel, welded, one piece. It's very sturdy feeling, very durable. Now, since this is a metal auger, it doesn't come all the way down and touch your driveway because it would tear it up. You do have this sacrificial wear strip that scrapes along the driveway here. You can see mine's got quite a bit of wear on it. It made it through one whole season, a couple snows. I'll probably need to replace it at the end of this coming season. This is a consumable item that they sell replacements for. But that's the trade-off between, if you have a rubber auger, it can hit the ground. With a steel auger, you can't. It's more durable, so you have to have a scraper strip like this. This does a very good job of getting all of the snow off of your driveway when you're going. I just have had it catch a couple times in the cracks in my driveway where there's a pitch transition, and I just haven't rotated the whole snowblower body up. It will catch occasionally, which I don't love. But other than slowing you down a little bit, there's no real harm done. So overall, I'm really happy with this snowblower. It has plenty of power. It does throw a good distance when you have a deep snow. And I just think battery is the way to go for me. I live in Missouri. We usually get like 3 or 4 at the most snows, significant snows a year. And I don't really, need a big gas 2-stage snowblower. I already have a bunch of Ego batteries for all of my lawn tools. It makes sense for me to go with this snowblower for my needs. I have used a corded snowblower in the past, and it is a little bit of a pain to drag out the cord. It's always super stiff because it's cold, and it's just not fun to deal with it. This makes it just a little bit easier to get out there and just do it and get it done with. Overall, I definitely recommend this, and right now, just for a few more days, I know at least Lowe's, maybe some other retailers are having a special on this, or if you buy this with the 2-battery kit, you also get an extra free 5 amp hour battery. I think that's a great deal. I'll put a link in the description down below so you can check that out. I believe that ends very early in October though. Now, if you are in the market for a single-stage Ego snowblower this year, you might want to know they have an upgraded version of this one. It's $150 more, but it's got a few nicer features. One of those is the chute directional control is now up on the handle instead of you having to do it manually. And then it also has heated grips. I'll also put a link for this one in the video description if you decide that one looks a little bit nicer. And of course, I'm sure if you buy one this year, it just won't snow where you live, because that's what happened to me the first year I had this one.